one of the best things I've ever heard said about situations and stuff you encounter in life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So how you handle and even like the stuff that we had been through in the past, we treated it like, okay, I want to handle this moment right because this could be the door to my next moment.
Right.
And if I don't handle this right or I don't steward this moment well, it's not going to go right. It's not going to go well in the next season because there's some lessons you have to learn in one season that until you learn it, you're going to be in a revolving door.
Do you have a gum story?
I do. I'll preface it to say that Justin and I share a premium ChatGPT account. Do you guys have that?
We do, and we share.
Same thing.
Okay, so if I use it and search certain things, like he'll get notified or he can see my search history.
It's the most ridiculous chat history ever.
Like vice versa. I'll see, he'll be like looking
and
up
it will
stuff
address it to me.
Yes. Okay, so and we have named her Barb.
Like, yes, Justin, the back pimple you have. I'm like, I don't have that.
Okay, so anyways, we have named her Barb, and
no, she has named her Barb. I have not named her Barb.
Okay, I've named her Barb, and so but the algorithm is really based on Justin because it's really his account, and I use it. And so anytime I ask her a question, she'll answer me like, good question, Justin. And then I'll just keep reading. But also because he uses it for spiritual things sometimes, every time she answers me, she gives a spiritual application to my answer.
Yeah.
So
it's because I'm the holy
I was
one.
with a friend of mine and I swallowed my gum. And my friend was like, you should never swallow your gum. Don't you know it takes forever to digest? And I'm like, no, let's ask Barb. So I put it in there and I'm like, is it really bad to swallow your gum? And Barb is like, yes, Justin, it can cause all these issues and blah, blah, blah. And then it said, would you like the spiritual application? And I said, yes. And it gave me this whole lecture with scripture about self-discipline and why swallowing your gum was not good. And it was great. So now.
And what did you learn? What does scripture say about swallowing gum?
It was all about self-discipline and like taking care of your temple.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah.
Hey, chat, tell me how I can incorporate this into my sermon on Sunday morning.
We'll see.
That's why.
That's why
every
coming.
answer has a spiritual application.
No. Here's what it is. Okay, ChatGPT, you train it to respond, a certain way.
Yeah.
And so there's actually a part in the settings of ChatGPT where you can like tell it like who you are and what you do and all of that. And it will tailor its spot. So it says like, how do you like to be communicated to? And I said, just give me the answer straight up. Like, don't go through 45 hoops. Just tell me the answer. And it says like, what interests you? And I said, well, I like to learn about different things, and I like to learn how things can apply spiritually. And so granted, sometimes I'll ask it questions, and it'll be like, would you like for me to give you like 4 points? And I'm like, no, I'm asking about like politics right now. I don't want to. So I do have to tell it sometimes like, okay, I don't need a spiritual application to this.
Have you ever tried to argue with it? Like, that's wrong. That's not.
No. Why would you argue with Barb?
Actually.
She's way smarter than any of us.
No, but listen, it's funny you say that.
Had argued with
it's funny you say that. I have not argued with it, but I actually saw a video today where somebody was using ChatGPT to ask it how many R's are in the word strawberry. And they were like, it was like, there are 2 R's in strawberry. And he was like, no, there's not. There's the R after the T and then 2 R's in berries. He's like, oh, I see what you mean. I see the confusion. So there's 1 R after T and there's the 1 R in strawberry. So there you go. It's 2 R's. And he's like, no, it's not. Like, it's 3 R's. You have to look up the video. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, basically.
I'm not seeing that.
So it can be wrong
Justin
sometimes.
does go deeper on ChatGPT where I'm like taking a picture of a mole on my leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this?
Hey, that is not an example. That is true.
It is true.
I got on there one time and I was like, and there was a picture with it, and I was like, and it said, yes, Justin, the mole on your leg. I'm like, okay, first of all, that's not my leg.
It's not my leg.
All right. Second of all, so I texted her. I was like, did you get to your answer about your little leg bowl? Huh?
So what has happened is now he's created me my own folders.
Yeah.
So if I search something, I have to search
conversation
it
history can go
under the Brit folder
so
that I don't mess with his
yeah,
stuff.
so there's the ChatGPT problem, but then there's the YouTube problem.
We need that.
Where we've got like YouTube searches that my daughters watch YouTube and they'll use my account, but it's all these like girly videos, and so my algorithm is nothing but like girly videos or like makeup videos. Sure. I'm like, if people see my profile, they're gonna think this dude is weird.
Oh, and then they'll say his skin is so nice, and now we know why.
Now we know why, because he uses ChatGPT to check on his leg moles.
Yeah,
to
and
make
then
sure
watch his
that
makeup
everything
videos.
Kosher, and watch his makeup video. Yeah. Sounds great. Where can I mail? Where do I need to mail my credentials?
Lord,
So anyways.
have mercy. Before we go any further, just for those of you that think you have clicked on the wrong podcast, this is For Heaven's Sake. You are back for another episode of the Sons and Daughters, and we have two very special guests with me, and then another voice that I know you've been hearing that you haven't heard yet, and he's also special. So 3 very special people, 2 very special guests. I have my husband, Caleb Jones, for the very first time on For Heaven's Sake to interview with us 2 of our new friends. So last episode you saw me and Amy. I told you that she was a new friend of mine. We have another new friend, 2 new friends, and they wanted to start off telling you about their gum adventures. And so there it is. I just have I'm curious for my own you're from Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
I'm from Alabama.
You're from here?
I'm from Prattville.
Prattville, Alabama.
Yeah, the big little town of Prattville.
Have you always been Church of God?
I grew up Church of God, then for like a brief minute, kind of in junior high, early high school, was Assemblies of God.
Okay, so it was your Bethel era.
Yeah, the stepbrother.
Actually, it would have been before. It would have been before junior high. It was probably more like maybe when I was 10 or 11 to 12. We were Assemblies of God, and then went back to Church of God.
So you both were pretty much Church of God, and you're from Louisiana and you're from Alabama. How did y'all end up in Florida?
Well,
Florida was after we got married, so we met
first. Let's get back to that.
Well, it's long. It would take the whole episode, but the short story is
short story.
Oh my gosh. I traveled in college. I was with a group called it's like Assemblies of God does Master's Commission. Have you guys heard of that?
I know what Master's Commission
Church of God did the Mission. Mission. And so I was in Mission,
still around?
Baltimore. I think
Carmen did Mission 316.
Oh my gosh.
I love Carmen, by the way. Shout out to Carmen.
We do love Carmen.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
We could do a whole tribute episode to Carmen.
She don't even know who Carmen is.
The viewers don't even know yet. I had no idea.
This year she learned who Carmen was.
If you're watching, in the comments, if you know who Carmen is, put your favorite Carmen song in the comments, because Carmen was the OG. He was Pinterest for youth groups like back in the day.
I had a mad crush on Carmen.
Youth group. I don't know how I missed it.
I had a Carmen poster in my room.
I'll say every drama I knew was at Carmen.
We didn't do
It was either
Champion.
You didn't do Lazarus?
Champion.
Nope.
It was
the courtroom?
Nope.
The courtroom. It was
Lazarus?
Satan Bite the Dust.
I promise you.
The Champion.
I have never heard a Carmen song until he played me one. And when
Carmen
he played it, I was absolutely shook because I thought, because I missed it somehow, that it was Southern Gospel. Because I also don't know anything about Southern Gospel. I told Amy on the last episode, I thought Casting Crowns wrote.
Cut the mic.
Hold up. You don't know.
This one right here will flabbergast you.
You don't know
as a music person.
Who thought who what?
I thought Mark Hall wrote Live and He Loved Me.
By Donnie McKirkland. You know, Donnie McKirkland.
Yeah, for sure. I promise. And so we were in the car. My listeners are going to be like, oh my gosh, we've heard this story.
No, I'm introducing her to all the culture since we've been married.
You don't know nothing about Vestal Goodman?
No.
In the twinkling of
You don't
an
know
eye.
the Goodmans?
Okay.
Happy Goodmans.
All
We
right.
need to have a whole
They're
like
Pentecostal.
music thing.
I think that
We've
They used to
gotta
come on in the morning.
Hey,
you.
speaking of Southern Gospel, no kidding, our church is having a hymn sing next
you
week.
should
I
come
saw
up.
that.
Next weekend.
It'll be.
we're
I mean, it'll
literally
be after this.
75th anniversary of the
guys
Are
Red
you
Back
going to hold the
hymnal.
book and stuff?
Yeah. We're going back
I
old
would
school.
like to do that.
We're
Yeah.
going back old
Can
school.
you
We're
can you
doing-
guys name
Do
the
you tell
page
me
numbers
what
and
turn
songs?
to turn? No, I've never done it.
Oh man.
Yeah, we'll
It's
like,
been a minute since
we'll
my home
actually
church did it.
sing
Oh,
I
from the
can
Red
do
Back.
it.
And you're going to
it's
get up there and
just
be
a
like,
little-
turn to 105?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little walk. with
Just a little
Jesus.
talk with
but
Jesus.
we're also,
Page
but we're also like,
95 or 98. We need
been
a
a
fact.
minute.
Chat
It's a minute.
GPT.
I
We
got
got
one
to
in my
find
office.
out.
I don't know, but we're
I
also
need to
like
ask
blending
Barb.
in some Southern Gospel because we do have some older people and they love that music. Hey, and
Yeah,
some
we
of
got
those
Bill,
songs are
Bill
good.
Bailey will be here
Those
Friday.
songs are good. So yeah, we're
The
doing
largest promoter. You know who Bill Bailey is. Y'all know Bill Bailey. He's from out
they
there.
did that last year, right? Because
It's every week.
have to flip fast.
It's every week. Every
Okay,
year. Per
All right, so
So-
back to the story. All right,
Yeah.
so Mission.
Sorry.
So you were in Mission, Baltimore.
I was in Mission Baltimore.
Mission
It was just
360.
a discipleship college group, and we worked like the Winterfest circuit. Which, by the way, shout out to a previous episode. It's like my favorite when you talk about Winterfest.
Oh, I was, yeah,
It's my favorite.
for sure.
I made him watch that clip today. When you were comparing
Skillet.
Crab
You were a
Family
rebel.
to Skillet.
Okay,
You
but
were
also,
Baptists were rebels.
You were a rebel
Also-
listening to Skillet.
oh, but listen,
we had
you
Planet
what.
Shakers
Hey,
at Winterfest
Crab
one year.
Family
Just
is Southern
busting
Gospel.
hell wide open listening
I
to
didn't
that
know
Skillet.
Crab
that
Family.
was that's how all of that started.
Yes.
I'm still either amazing people or people are like, yeah, Kaylynn's onto something. We
have
don't
been
know
on
who you're
rock.
talking about. But listen,
Does your birth year start with a 2?
no,
Well, see, you should know this.
I know my mom was a Christian radio DJ.
A
And
disc,
she was like, "Oh, I don't
a
like
disc
Carmen, so
jockey.
y'all wouldn't have heard it."
or a tape jockey.
She was like, "Oh, he was okay. He's okay."
He was okay.
He sold out Texas
We
Stadium.
were
He held the
in-
largest crowd.
Okay, that's like
I like how we're
trading.
back on Carmen.
That's like trading filet mignon for a Dollar Tree steak.
For real.
I don't
Because
see
Carmen,
that.
look, Carmen
She
back in
needs
the
to get
day,
her ears
he
checked.
was now granted
and her
when
hair.
they played, so the first song I heard, Caleb played it for me, and I'm like, "What is
champion.
this?" No, it was No Monsters, and I
Oh,
was
yeah, No
like,
Monsters.
"What is this?"
Don't
I
worry.
was
No,
like,
it's just
I
as little
actually-
kid. I saw a scary
tonight.
movie about a crazy lunatic
my
you see.
exact words
alligator
was
man.
like,
He tried to kill these people on vacation with an axe, and I'd
Wait,
imagine
but
that this
are we
dude
going to
was
get like
after me.
copyright infringement? Maybe
No,
we should
not,
stop.
not
dead.
unless you do
He's
like
passed
a
the
few
actual-
seconds.
You can
okay,
still get
and
copyright
cut.
for-
I don't own the rights to this song.
We don't own it.
we don't
Anyways, back
listen.
to you.
I mean, what do we
mission.
think though? I mean,
Oh my
Carmen
gosh.
was legit. Carmen
Okay.
was legit.
My exact words were, "What in the like their
What in the what?
The boogeyman? Like it reminds me of God is bigger than the boogeyman.
Hey, he's
Veggie
bigger
Tales
than
is where I'm
Godzilla
at.
and the monsters on TV.
It gives VeggieTales vibes.
Hey,
Yeah, but it was
God
so
is bigger
good.
but
than
I
see,
mean,
the Veggie Tales are OG.
Listen,
The
that
VeggieTales
was
turned
our,
30 this
like,
past Sunday.
Carmen
Now they're not
was,
Veggie Tales; they're veggie
They're saying they just
elders.
made.
They're
Which one do
veggie
I look
elders.
at?
Okay, listen.
They can serve
Seriously
on a deacon
though,
board.
let's
Hey,
go
I'm
deep for just
I'm
a
Larry
second.
the cucumber.
Listen, that Carmen was what like TikTok is to the generation now.
Yeah.
When we were in youth group, there was no social media.
Yeah.
There
He was
not
Brandon Lake.
YouTube.
Look,
there was
that's
He was the
it
Brandon
was
Lake.
like to get Christian entertainment, you listened to Carmen, you watched Carmen videos,
okay. All right,
you
all right.
went
Here's
to
the
Carmen concerts.
Here's the best way to describe
That's what
Carmen.
we like.
Here's the best way
thrived
to
on.
describe Carmen. Okay, Michael.
That's my
There
questions.
you
I
go.
just threw them. We don't need them anymore.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a pioneer in his day because he legit did like music videos.
Yeah.
They were like movies.
Yeah.
Carmen
Yes.
for the Christian.
That was Christian.
He
Yeah.
did movies to
Yes.
his songs. You could watch his songs, and
He
they
told
were
a
like
story.
they were like mini movies. He's a
Yes.
great storyteller. I mean, he did so much. So that's why I say it was Pinterest for like churches, because Pinterest you go there to get ideas. Like you will go to Pinterest to
Oh
get
my
different
gosh.
ideas and
he was
share.
he was a trailblazer.
Yeah,
100%.
so like as a
and
Christian,
underappreciated in his
as a
time.
Christian youth group, like if you weren't doing a Carmen song, you had no drama team. Like I don't care what else you're
Bro,
doing.
if you weren't coming to Teen Talent without a Carmen song,
No.
hang it
If
up,
you didn't
dog.
have somebody
Hang it up.
walking out looking
Hang
like
it
the
up.
devil singing Satan Bite the Dust, I don't even want to hear you right now.
We did a
My dad was
drama
a-
to
you-
like My God is an awesome God.
That was like minor league.
And then
that was minor league.
I was Baptist.
Well, there you go.
That's early 2000s too.
Well, I did. We did. Well,
how old are you?
She's 29.
I'm 29. I'm 29
Okay,
now.
that's not okay. You're good.
Hey.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was trying to place like
But I'm Gen
youth
Z.
group to
Okay.
There is a little bit of a gap, right?
All right.
My
So
dad was
I
a youth
could see
pastor
where-
when I was he probably could have been y'all's youth pastor, that type of thing.
Maybe so.
And I remember like he did his youth rally. We were AG at the time. We were like COG, AG, but you crossed denominational lines.
It was the agricultural Church of God.
And he took
AGCOG.
these ropes and made a ring in the stage.
Yes.
And he, full-on champion, had a massive youth rally.
Wait a second.
Massive, and that's what they did.
Did that particular scene have a strobe light?
Yeah, had a
You know, it
strobe
was
light.
like,
And
the bell, the sound, the fight was on, and the devil reached him through.
I even think he had
We
like one
turn
of the
on a
announcer
strobe light.
mics that you had like,
Yeah.
that Bruce Buffer
Yeah.
type thing. And now.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. We were doing stuff, to Carmen, but the strobe lights back in the day, a little dangerous.
Yeah. That's
You
why
would think people were getting the Holy Ghost.
Do you
but
remember,
no,
like,
he's
the
having an
smell
episode
of a
right
fog
now. Like, you
machine?
need to help him out.
Every drama we had
Yeah, the
fog
fog machine.
machines, and they smelled
it smelled
Yeah.
burnt.
different.
Yeah.
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 Little
Yeah.
burnt
Hey, do y'all
smell.
remember Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames?
I do. Went through one of
Do
those.
you know that?
The Hell House.
I feel like we could do a
Judgment
whole
House.
separate podcast of just
This is
exposing
my
you to
life.
things.
This is my life as a
Yeah.
teen.
You
We
never
could,
went to a Judgment House ever?
No.
I probably,
Hey.
went to one every year.
Justin
growing up,
played
just so I
The
got
car
saved.
wreck.
Satan in Heaven's Gates and Hell's
I did.
Flames.
I did. That's a funny story about that. I had a dream. This
can
was
see
this
it.
was at the Millbrook Church of God. Shout out Millbrook Church of God, my home Church
Well,
of God.
it's Church at the Brook.
Well, Church at the Brook, yes, but back then
Yeah.
it was Millbrook Church of God.
Okay.
So, anyways,
Brother Eubanks.
they brought in the
Yep.
team to do Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames. All right, so they decorate the stage in like this mylar. It was literally it was like sun chip bags.
Like the balloon?
The loudest fabric in the world.
It's
Just
just
you
like
put it up, it was
gold and silver everywhere.
It was like basically sun chip bags. It's just long sun chip bags. Just
gonna
think
get back
about
to
like
the
the
story
inside
at
of
some point.
reflective
Like a
material.
balloon. You're right.
Anyways,
You're in the
so
right.
that was heaven. That was the heaven scene. Okay, and then they had the side of the stage was hell. Bleep that. So
It's a location, not a
anyways,
bad word.
So
It's okay.
so the whole production, they do like different scenes, and it represents like different scenes. But like there's a scene where an old lady who goes to church, loves the Lord, she dies, and she wakes up and she's in heaven, and she goes.
And they always played the
sees-
like, hallelujah.
She sees Jesus,
Every time
and
it was heaven.
she's like, oh Jesus, I love you. And then there's like the party scene where the kids are at the party and they're doing the party stuff,
Drunk
and
driving.
they get in a car accident, and then they go ask the angel, is my name in the book, and he's like, he covers his eyes, and then
Depart from me. Yeah.
the music comes on,
And then Satan comes out.
and here I
this
am,
was
I
really
pop
our
out,
entertainment.
and I have
was
my
great.
lines or whatever. But so I had a dream when they came in, like no kidding, I had a dream that I was playing Satan in this play, and sure enough, when they come in and set up the stage, we're sitting there and they're like giving out parts, and there was a particular scene in the show that was a construction worker scene, and they got all the funny lines. Like the construction scene was the funny scene, and I'm like, please pick me to be a construction worker. They picked my brother to be a construction worker, and I'm like, okay. And so I'm going down, and like they're not picking me for anything. I'm like, this is my dream. Like this is it. It's
Deja
about,
vu.
The devil.
it's about to come true. And the guy at the end and I couldn't have been maybe like, I was in high school, so I was maybe like 16, 17.
No, I think you were like a freshman. You were pretty young.
So, anyways, I'm sitting
What,
there and I'm
behind the
hearing him
ears?
like call out all the parts, and then I sat there and I get no part. I'm like, okay. And he said, hey, you, come here, let me. So I walked up and he's like, I want you to play Satan. I'm like, there it is. Lord already told me.
He saw the evil to the core in your eyes,
I was
probably.
gonna say, he saw
No,
what
what
he
he
saw.
measured
Like,
you
he
with.
saw lightning falling.
No, what he
heaven.
what he said was, I see a sucker that I can pour glitter in his hair,
Yeah.
because that was part of my costume. They put glitter
Red
all
glitter?
over my hair
Red.
that would like reflect in the light.
I really
it was
wish I could
awful. But
have
I
a
will say
picture.
this. I remember that week being like one of the toughest weeks. It was almost like, I don't over
You think
spiritualize
there was
stuff
like
a lot.
spiritual warfare?
Yeah, but it's like, but really and truly, like, You're doing it to reach people. You're doing it to, but then you'd have those same people that were there every year, and like, dude, you've gotten saved like 8 times.
Like that, the last year Satan was a lot better than this.
It
year
is
Satan.
weird though. To think
he's like leaving a Zaggett's review. Don't go see that Satan tripped over his shoelace.
That really, I mean, that was our entertainment. Isn't that wild?
That was church entertainment.
If we did that today in 2026, like they would think we are nuts.
It's not enough,
bro. We'd be all over Church of Laugh or whatever it is. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so I traveled Winterfest. Back to that, right?
Yeah.
And so I was a college student. He was with Eddie James singing, and they would travel the Winterfest circuit.
Trouble kids.
So, yeah,
Troubled kids.
He probably was the only one in Eddie James with no problems. Anyways.
Oh, no, I had problems.
He had his own demon son's closet.
I had a drug problem. I was drugged to church every time the door was open.
Golly.
So y'all met on the circuit.
So we met. We would travel all these Winterfest, and my group was the free labor that would set up the merch booths and everything and sell stuff after services. And then his group was on stage singing and dancing. But we would always have like the same hotels.
I was not dancing.
Sure, you were.
Oh,
and so
I know some of the dances. It was like Backstreet Boys meets worship.
Yes, Excalibur was the name of the dance group. Yeah, so we just got to know each other and we were friends. We went on a mission trip together, both of our groups, and I thought he was the most annoying person I've met in my whole life. He was just weird and annoying. He would talk to himself. He walked around with a.
Hang on, pause.
He's like Brick.
Pause. I want you to play the little.
He had like a. Do you remember the CD players with like
awful.
an anti-skip button? He had his CD players with like over.
Don't even get me started on that because that technology did not work.
No, it didn't. But he would listen to Stevie Wonder and walk around and sing it out loud, and he didn't realize how loud he was because he had headphones on. So, anyways, fast forward several months, I left that group. He was still traveling with Eddie. It literally, like a year later, we're at Winterfest again the next season. And we were at the same, I was just there with friends. He was there with Eddie. And suddenly I didn't find him so annoying.
Yeah, she was like, will you be my prayer partner? I was like,
girl.
Have you seen Taylor Ransom? God has told me a vision that y'all should be married. We should be married.
One time I had a dream that I was Satan, and I was. And now I'm dreaming of you. I'm gonna marry you.
It's pretty. Yeah. That's pretty much what it was.
Man, oh
so
man.
Then I have priorities now.
We became like we just got closer and closer very quickly, and we were long distance for 2 years. We got engaged. We were married 9 months later. So then I moved to Alabama to be with him. We were there for
about 4 years.
No,
it was 4 years.
No, it was like 2 years.
Hey, all of you out there in camera land.
It's all the same.
No. And then we moved to Louisiana and he took a worship pastor position in Baton Rouge, and we had our first child there. And then from there we moved to Florida and he was a worship pastor. We had our second child, and we were there for almost 9 years.
8.5.
Yeah. And then we came to Alabama.
Good.
And we've been in Alabama now.
You guys are the lead pastors, brand new.
Semi brand new, but yeah.
I mean, it's new-ish news.
Yeah.
Of Pelham Church of God.
Yeah. Pelham Church.
And while we're wrapping up, I have no idea where we're at on time. Tell us what you preached on Sunday.
I started a series this year. It was week 2 of a series that I've started called Your Best Yes. And it's about giving God your best yes, like saying yes to his purpose, saying yes to serving, saying yes to doing something. It's really to inspire people to not just come sit on the pew and sit and sour, but say yes, give God your best yes. Sometimes we give him yes, but it's not our best yes. Right. It's not the best.
Sure, I guess.
It's not the best that we can give. It might be yes, but it's like
always a string
out of
attached.
Obligation.
Yeah, or
with hesitation.
Or one thing that I said was, give God the best of you, not the rest of you. Like give him the best of your day, not the rest of your day. Like put him first. And so really, it's a series about putting him first, and it's really rooted a lot in. the story of they were rebuilding the temple after the exile, and God had given them time to kind of get their houses in order, but his house stood neglected. Right. And then he came back to him and said, okay, now it's time to focus on my house. Your houses are taken care of. Everything you got is good. Now change your focus. So it's about giving him our best yes, giving him our priority. So week 1 was about the power of yes, the power behind your yes. So we talked about.
It's on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talked about Peter and how Peter said yes to Jesus. He let him use his boat. So the boat is your gifts, your talents, everything like that. And so it was power of yes. This past week, week 2, was the weight of your yes, that it's going to cost you something. You're going to have to, let some things go. To really say yes to Jesus, really say yes to his plan, you're going to have to, something's going to have to die. You know, if you want to grow, if you want to get better, and that's what it's all about too, is growth and maturity and growing into what God wants you to be. And if you're going to do that, you know, and I kind of use the example of a farmer. I talked about how God wants us to bear fruit. God wants us to be fruitful and not just sit and take, but produce fruit that other people can taste of, because the Bible says, taste and see that the Lord is good. And so he wants us to produce fruit that other people can partake of and say, man, that's really good stuff. Whatever's going on in your life, I want to be a part of that. So I talked about how a farmer, when they plant the seed has to die. The seed goes in the ground, and there has to be a death in order to produce fruit. So I talked about how when you give God your best yes, in order to produce the fruit that he wants for you, something's going to have to die. Your preference, you know, your will, your way is going to have to die. So that's kind of where we are at the beginning of the year. Your best yes given. So to everybody watching, give God your best yes.
There you go.
Yeah. And I just want to preface from seeing them kind of transition this role, watching their church seems to be flourishing. And I hope it is, because that's going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Since taking over, you've kind of like given this new life and vision to Pelham.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a spark. Just off what I can see off from socials and things like that, there seems like there's some momentum. Now, you transition from being a staff position to lead pastor of the same church.
Yeah.
How did that dynamic go over?
You know, when you sit in one seat, you know, I've been in ministry for, almost 20 years.
Full-time ministry.
Full-time.
Yeah.
You look great. For being 20
for
years.
sure.
Well, I'm hanging in there, but it's the ChatGPT.
You talking
conversation.
about Carmen gives it away.
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah. So, but I've been in ministry for a lot of years, and I've served in large churches, small churches, but I've always been on staff, and I've seen one side. I've served as worship pastor most of my ministry, and then got the opportunity right before we moved from Florida to be executive pastor. So I kind of got hands-on with some of the leadership stuff of like running a church and making sure things are in place. But now that I'm in the pastor's seat, it's not been as hard for me as it would have been, because I kind of had some experience in that. Really, the only thing that I didn't do up to that point was like budget meetings or things like that.
Right.
So I've learned some new things about, and I even told my council this past week when we had a little fellowship. I said I've learned how important it is, a church council that helps you and gives you guidance and wisdom. So for me personally, the transition it's kind of been a blur, because I came in like at the end of the year. You're in the holidays, and you're just trying to tread water and get through the end of the year. So now that we're in January, there's some things we want to implement, some things we want to do that serve the vision. But the transition has been good. We've got a lot of faithful people at the church that are invested, and we got great people that are ready to do and ready to see God move. But I think the church has responded well. Anytime you go through a transition, anytime you go through that, it's like,
you're like, oh me or oh my.
Yeah, it's like 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, no transition is pretty. There's going to have bumps.
Yeah.
They're just going to have small ones or really big ones. So there was tiny bumps, but it was, I mean, I think what I've told other people that I've asked is, for us, we got really blessed because it was that very rare occurrence that you guys, I'm sure, have encountered being in staff, that you go from a staff member to that position in the same church, surrounded by the same staff. Whereas most of the time you're going into a situation, you don't know anybody in that church, you've not worked with them,
no relationships,
you may or may not, no trust has been built. So we were very blessed in the sense of, and I use this term a lot, like we skipped the pleasantries. We didn't have to learn people, we didn't have to gain trust. They already trusted us, already respected, and vice versa. We also have like really good staff.
Yeah.
And that has been an answer to prayer. Me and Justin have talked about that. There's the staff that we have is a culmination of what we feel like is just us finally reaping what we have sowed.
Yeah.
For years, we have been what we thought good staff members of a church. We've always honored our pastor. We've always had their back. We've always try to give our best yes.
Yeah. And
so now that we're in that position, we feel like we're surrounded by those same kind of people. So it's just really been a blessing.
Yeah. I say every day is a school day. You learn something every day.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day. Granted, there are some things that once you're in that seat, you view certain things in a different way because you didn't see it one way before, but I've taken notes here throughout my ministry that kind of like she said, when I did get to that point where now I'm leading people, I remember what certain things felt like when I was that situation, good or bad. And I say, well, if it's good, that's the way I want my staff to feel.
Right.
If it's bad, I'm like, okay, remember how you felt in that moment.
Yeah.
And don't let someone else feel that.
Yeah.
So you take notes, and that's just good life advice for anybody.
That's something we've kind of lived by. Is sometimes the best lesson, but the hardest lesson to learn is what not to do.
Yeah.
Yes,
and you can always learn even in a
either
bad
from
situation.
yourself or like watching what other people.
Well, see, that's and that's what I would say to everybody watching. This is just good stuff to remember. Not just from I'm going from this ministry position, but just life transition in general. One of the best things I've ever heard said about situations and stuff you encounter in life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond.
Right.
So how you handle and even like the stuff that we had been through in the past, we treated it like, okay, I want to handle this moment right, because this could be the door to my next moment.
Right.
And if I don't handle this right, or I don't steward this moment well, it's not going to go right. It's not going to go well in the next season, because there's some lessons you have to learn in one season that until you learn it, you're going to be in a revolving door.
And I think a prime example of that would be David. Sat under Saul, who was not good. Yeah. Especially there at the end. And he just sat there, took notes on what not to do and how not to act.
Yeah,
how not to be.
You learn things, you learn people, you learn situations, and nobody's perfect. Yeah. Nobody's perfect, regardless of what position they're in. I've learned to lead from a place of grace. Yeah. Because I know one day I'm going to need it. Right. One day I'm going to need grace. So I try to lead from a place of all right, we're human, we're learning. There are things. So back to the transition, making that step from, there's a part of you that goes, wait a second, am I really ready for this?
Right. You always question, is this real?
Like, am I ready to say yes to this? Because, and that could be with anything. That could be with anything that somebody is thinking about. There are times you ask that when you're getting ready to have kids. Right. Or you're getting ready to make a really big job change.
Right. Getting married.
Getting married. You're like, man, am I really ready for this? But sometimes you just got to go. Mm-hmm. And there was a message we heard last night from Bishop Caleb Crooms. Shout out, Bishop Caleb Crooms. But it's a really good message. He talked about how David, when he went out to fight Goliath, Saul tried to put his armor on him. Right. And thought that would make him ready to fight Goliath. But David had to use
what's in here,
what he had. He couldn't use Saul's armor or another person's anointing.
Right.
To do, but and David probably said, you know, after he said, he was probably like, oh, am I really ready to take on this? Mm-hmm. But he remembered what God had done. He had remembered how God had brought him through, and at some point, you just got to say, yeah, let's go.
It brings back, like, I preached a message a couple of years ago on that same situation, being confident in your calling. Yeah. And knowing that God has called you and being confident in what he's called you to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It may not always be easy, and it may not always feel secure, but anything like it, like, requires risk, there's also reward, but you've got to step out in faith.
Yeah.
If you could always work your way through the whole process, we wouldn't need faith.
Yeah.
And so therefore, faith without works is dead, but you still, you know, faith is what saved you.
Yeah.
Faith is what brought you to the thing. So you need it has to have a healthy balance.
Well, and I'll say this too, because for me, I'll be 39 in July, so I'm young. And stepping into a pastor role, and you're around people who have been in that role for years, you fight those thoughts of, man, I'm inadequate.
Right.
Like why am I here?
It's like imposter syndrome.
It's
like we're doing what?
It's like why am I here? Like you stand in the room with all these people and you go, well, good grief. Like I feel so out of place.
Yeah.
But at some point you have to learn to be confident in what God has given you.
Yeah.
And there have been times that I've asked God about different things, not just, you know, what I'm doing now, but even before. I'd say, God, why am I here? And it's like I would hear him like tell me, because I called you here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because you're here. So
yeah, quit focusing on the why and just get to work.
Yeah, so do your best.
Yeah.
You know, give your best, yes, even when you feel inadequate, even when you feel unworthy. If we all waited until we were worthy, none of us would do anything.
No. Right.
You know, if we waited until we were just perfect, or, you know, that Goldilocks syndrome,
Right.
that, oh, this is just right.
For everything to line up perfectly, it's just not going to happen that way. We live in a human world.
Yeah, so that's my message to those that are watching. And I know I've had a lot of messages to those who are watching, but I like to speak personally.
That's your new I
like to break the what is it, the fifth wall, third wall? What is it?
The fourth wall?
Fourth wall. There we go. It was a number. It was one of them. Started with an S though.
So many.
Our live studio audience told us.
But I like to talk to people personally. But there are people that are going to watch this and they're going to feel like they're in a season where they're like, man, am I ready for that? Or
hey, and if you're a staff member of a church, because we've done it for years, and we still technically are staff members, we just are in a different role.
Yeah.
But seriously, we are seeing the benefits of any situation that we had to handle, good or bad, how we reacted. A question we would ask ourselves is, if we were the pastor in this situation, how would we want our staff member to react?
Yeah.
And we really tried to operate by that.
Yep.
And now we're, like I said, we're reaping what we sowed in those areas, because we've just been blessed by great people.
Yeah.
And it's been nice to be in the role, though, of like in reverse thinking of, there's times that maybe as staff members, we would ask our previous pastors certain things and wished that they would respond a certain way. And now we have the power to respond that way. Because like he said, that we've experienced it from that side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's tiny examples of it, but I know that the staff now acknowledges it, because they'll say like, wow, thank you so much for saying that. Or it's like I think that they value that we just understand on a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it makes a difference.
And only you can give that perspective because you've been in that role.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, that's what brings value, because it makes your situation unique in the situation, because not everybody that pastors a church has been in that staff position.
Yeah.
They've gone from different things, or they've done different stuff, and they've just kind of transitioned. But it gives you that unique perspective that y'all are able to just like take care of your staff better in certain situations.
Yeah.
Because you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the farmer's commercial. I see a thing or two because I know a thing or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and for me, it's like, yeah, I know not every hindsight is 20/20. You know,
Right.
when you're in the moment, you know, not every decision is going to be
Perfect.
great. You're your own worst critic. A lot of times, there are so many times where I'm like, God, did I say that right? Did I do that right? Did I make you know, or even preaching a sermon. I'm like, God, did I? I'll ask her.
Really say that?
I'll ask her sometimes, like, did I ramble like this? And she'll be like, honestly, yeah.
I'm always honest. I think that helps. I mean,
but you have to. The Bible tells us to take an honest assessment of ourselves,
yeah,
right,
and to not think highly of ourselves. So I know that yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I've learned all these lessons and I make the perfect choice. I don't, but you learn over time as you do things, as you deal with people, as you go through different things. You kind of learn, okay, when I'm in that moment again. I mean, because if you're not learning something from where you are, then you're wasting an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just tried to remember that as I've.
But it's been fun. I think it's been great, and we're just excited about.
We're
yeah,
excited
I mean,
all the
it's
we are excited for y'all.
Thank you.
It really
That means
is.
a lot.
Pelham, and we were excited having y'all.
Hey,
We
listen,
were
if you're in Pelham or Helena or Calera or anywhere in that Birmingham
South
area,
Birmingham,
come see us. Pelham Church of God. We love you. We'd love to meet
yes,
you.
go see them.
go see them.
Shameless plug.
Yep, great things are happening there at Pelham.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Can I ask
Go
one more
ahead.
question?
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
we're
Why
out there
not?
at this, not much time. I got 2 questions.
Hey, I've got some funny stories of things that have happened in church.
Wait, let
You
him
got a
ask
guy.
his questions.
And I want.
We may have to do a bonus episode.
Yeah, for sure.
You could do like an extra after
Deleted
hours,
scenes.
but not
This
bad.
is after
The
hours
after
for
show?
sure.
Oh
The
my
after
gosh.
show.
I'll ask this
We're
question.
gonna call
So
it the
this is
ramble.
more for Brittany.
The ramble.
Coming, you know, he was on staff. Now you're the first lady.
Oh Lord. Everybody
What do
says that,
you
and I'm
feel
like,
like? What has been your biggest challenge?
Sounds like Barbara Bush.
my biggest challenge?
As transition out, what's been your biggest challenge?
Probably dealing with the pastor.
Putting out fires.
I don't honestly. We're probably still like in a honeymoon phase. It's still so new. Everything's been really good so far. I will say though, and again, I know I sound repetitive, but going into it, I think it would probably be way different if this happened to us at a church that we had to move to and didn't know anybody or build any trust.
Gotcha.
But because we had been there for a little bit of time and people learned me and learned Justin and knew that I have a full-time job that keeps me very, very busy and I've got 2 kids, I immediately had the grace extended to me that they knew I was not going to be your typical pastor's wife. Now, I'm very involved, and I try to have influence where I need to or can, but they've given me so much grace for, understanding that I'm not going to immediately schedule, a Mother's Day tea and knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
But if someone else wants to do it, I am there, I'm supportive, and I'm going to show up, and we're going to be really excited about it. So, I don't know. My mom is a pastor's wife. I grew up in a pastor's home. My dad's been a pastor my whole life. So I've known coming into it from a staff role and now this role as wife of the position, kind of what to do and what not to do from watching, my own family and the boundaries you have to have and between personal and church. And so really the honest answer is it sounds whatever, but I've not had a big struggle yet. And I know I will.
Right.
It's going to happen. But so far it's been good for me personally. I don't feel like it's been a horribly hard shift, in responsibilities and stuff like that.
I do want to say this. It's fine. I do want to say this because this is my son. Yeah, he can come here. You can come sit with me. I do want to say this because I don't think we've said it yet. Miss Brittany is the assistant to the Alabama State Youth Director.
Yeah.
And she does a very good job.
Oh, thank you.
Really, she does a lot for Camp Utopia. She does a lot for the state. I'm sure that there's a lot that I don't even know to list that she does. She's incredible.
Thank you.
She was a godsend to the state. I
yeah,
believe
thank
it.
you. No, I really love my job.
You're gonna make her.
and
You're gonna make her
shows-
cry,
I
and
don't
she
cry.
doesn't cry.
I don't cry. You're
It
not gonna make me cry?
shows that she really loves her
She
job.
doesn't have
I
no
I
tear
love my
Very
ducts.
job,
good
and
at
I
it.
love that people, and going back to what I just said, I love that people know that I love my job, and they respect that, and I think that's awesome.
there's a level of organization that I feel like it's there.
Thank you.
Level communicated. I know. I like the little emails we're getting weekly, or was weekly.
In the know? Yeah.
In the know.
Yeah.
And so it's been good.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoy it.
I don't like it.
And then I get to know really cool people like you guys and Brandon and all the fun people, you know?
We are card sharks together.
Yeah.
Now, we play cards. Is that a bad term? Maybe.
We'll
bleep it out if we need to. We play cards together, and my son is it's very late. I don't know what time it is. They're here very late to record with us. And so my son has had it. He is done. So we're going to end this episode, but we're very grateful for you. I'm very grateful for my friends who came out, my husband who came and helped me. I hope that they all entertained you and that you are just having the best evening after listening to this podcast. And we will see you next time on For Heaven's Sake. Bye.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
For heaven's sake.